Welcome to Magic on Tap, the Magic the Gathering and Beer Review podcast. I'm Jack,
And I'm Xavier.
and today we're going to be talking about some of the team-up cards from March of the Machine, aka MOM. But first, it's your cue.
Me? Well, first we're gonna do the barkeep upkeep. So we're gonna bust open some beers and talk about them. So, Jack, what you drinking?
All right, so my first one is from Pilot Brewing in Charlotte, North Carolina. They're a pretty good one, very small brewery, but I like their stuff. It's a Pina Colada Goza.
Ooh, that's neat.
Yeah.
Pilot's called Pilot because they literally use a Pilot brewing system to make it a beer.
Yeah, insane.
Yeah. It is insane. Their head brewer Rachel actually had the chance to go out to Boston and do a collaboration with Sam Adams for like a summer IPA that they did.
That's
pretty neat.
super awesome, and she's super cool too.
Yeah. Did they make the Checkers, which is a local minor league what am I trying to say? Hockey team. They make their private label beer, and it's called something super fucking sick, and I'm gonna have to look it up because it's got something to do with punching people.
Oh hell yeah!
Cool. I am drinking a Stellar Evolution. It is a hazy pale ale. It is from Town Brewing Company here in Charlotte. We've talked about them multiple times on the show. If I wanted to be on flavor, I probably could have, bought a fucking, hello. I probably could have bought a collaboration beer because we're talking about team-ups. But I didn't do that. Instead, I did this. So, how's your beer drinking?
I don't know. I haven't opened it yet. Is the hockey one called Puck Off?
Yes!
Okay. Yeah, so first sips, solid Goza. I've said I like Pilot already, so pretty good. I don't think it's really super pina colada-y, but yeah, fine Goza. How's yours tasting?
So I talk shit about hazy stuff all the time, and I will say that this is like the second iteration of this beer. I had this beer when it first came out a couple years ago, and wasn't a big fan of it then. I am a really big fan of it this year. They didn't put any lactose in it like they did the first time. So, with my belly issues, I'm immediately going to like it better. And I think I just like the hop strains in this one better. So, it's very Citra heavy. I'm a sucker for Citra, like every fucking person on the face of the planet.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty easy drinker. It's 5.5%. It's not stupid thick. It's kind of, if I'm going to drink something hazy, I want it to be like this. So, I like it.
It is very good.
So, you ready to go to the Untapped step, Jack?
Yes, let's go to the Untapped step. Untapped is Yelp for beer, with all of its goods and bads.
And the Untapped step, we're just going to read some reviews off of Untapped. Talk shit. So what do you got for your first one?
So my first review is from AK. They gave it 3.5 stars and said plain. So I don't know if that means they thought it didn't taste like a pina colada or begins or what, but there you go. Plain.
Nice.
Next one is from Chris C. Had it at Crafty Beer Guys. Do they have a
they have a tap room, yeah.
Tap room? Oh, I didn't know that. He's gave it 5 out of 5. Good for you, Chris. And he said this one is the tits too. Hell yeah. And then if you go to his profile, he has 4 reviews. The first one is Ginger's Revenge, not even a beer, and said it was the tits. And then his last one is the same one, pineapple and roasted jalapeno, which is interesting, and said still the tits. So I like this guy.
Yeah. So instead of a 5-star system, he's got a 2 titty system, and they're all the whole package.
Yeah.
1 out of 2 tits on this one.
Yeah. It's like still pretty good, right?
Yeah.
What do you got for your Untapped? That's all I got.
All right. I got several. My first one is from David M. He's checking this in from Untapped at Home. He's giving it 3.5 stars. He says, I like a little more bite in my IPA, but drinkable. Mild flavor profile. To that, I will just say, yeah, it's not an IPA. It's a hazy pale ale. So, if you're noticing a lack of bite, it's probably because it's a pale ale and not an IPA. But that's okay.
That is one of the most annoying things when people see pale ale and they're like, it's not bitter enough. Well, it's not an IPA, so fuck off.
It's not an India pale ale. It's just a pale ale. But that's okay. It's okay, little guy. The next one is a check-in from Les. He doesn't give it a rating, and I'm highlighting this one because he says, almost tastes like champagne, almost 3 months old, though, not rating. So he realized, hey, I looked at the canning date after I bought it and drank it just to see what was up. Oh, it's getting close to being out of date. For that, I'm not going to give it a rating. It's not fair to judge it on that. And that's pretty awesome. So,
yeah, good man.
He's got it in a Salud glass, so I'm assuming he's a frequent shopper over at Salud, which has been voted multiple times as the best bottle shop in Charlotte. So I'm kind of thinking this guy actually knows something. And then the next one is kind of in the same lane. It's Drew L. He purchased this without realizing canned in 8/28. His check-in was in November, so he's like, not good at this point in time. Didn't give it a rating. So check those dates, dogs. Gotta do it. You gotta do it. If you're getting anything hazy, especially, Jesus Christ, please look at the canning date. And I will say it is the responsibility of the bottle shops to be pulling that shit off if they're not selling it after that long. Nobody wants to sell that product. Please don't make the mistake I've made where you go and buy a mystery pack at a bottle shop for like $14. Because guess what? Surprise, it's just a whole bunch of shit that didn't sell. So you're going to get an IPA from like 2 fucking years ago, and you're going to hate yourself for it. So
yeah,
that's it. Just a little PSA with my Untapped reviews.
All right. Is that all you got?
Did I do 3?
I think you did 3, yeah.
I did 3, so that's it.
I only did 2. All right.
Oh,
so
counting.
Let's we can move on to our first main. So, like I mentioned before, we're talking about some of the team-up cards. We are we're calling it our Power 9, but it's kind of just ones that we like. And they're in no particular order, so don't do it. I hear those spicy fingers. All right, Xavier, what do you got first?
First up, I got Zimone and Dinah. Let me pull up this shit really quick because I fucked up and I thought I already had this open and I totally did not do that.
Sick. You having some trouble?
Scrap it! Cut it out!
Do you need the link?
No. Okay. Zimone and Dinah is 1 black, 1 blue, and 1 green. I forgot what that color combination is called. For a 3/4 legendary creature, human dryad. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, target opponent loses 2 life, and you gain 2 life. Seems pretty good. Mm-hmm. You can tap, sacrifice another creature, draw a card. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. If you control 8 or more lands, repeat this process once. Holy shit! That's stupid. That's really dumb. Yeah. I mean, it's 3 for a 3/4. It's not even 3 for a 3/3. It's 3 for a 3/4, so it's got a big old booty. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. And it has a draw card ability on it that can trigger more than once by itself if you control 8 or more lands.
Yeah. Dumb. I mean, you won't drain again, but, like, that's still really good to get more more card draw and more land drops, and presumably you'll have a bunch of other card draw in there, so you will have no shortage of lands to drop.
Yeah, super dumb. You throw in fucking Seedboard Muse, and then all those lands you just dropped just untap on everyone's other steps, and then you can just put Vidalcan Orion and start slinging whatever the fuck.
Yeah, and you can just drain everyone every turn, too, with that.
Right, and oh, guess what? It's in blue-green, so fractals exist, and that they care about lands and how many you have because it's Zimone, so that's capitalizing on that.
Yeah.
So it just seems really, really good.
And it's got black and green, which both care about the graveyard, so you're probably going to be recurring some shit, too.
Yeah, I mean, you could even go straight up just token generation, too, or you could just start turning lands into creatures and sacking lands and Crucible Worlds, or what is that new Crucible that came out in mono green that lets you play shit from the graveyard? So it's just very good.
God, I don't remember.
Super good. Surprise. So what do you got?
I've got for my first pick Inga and Asika. It's very colorful, and I really like the art. So it's blue, a green, and 2 for legendary creature human god, which seems a little contradictory, but whatever. 4/4 makes sense because like the chariot. Creatures you control have vigilance and tap to add 1 mana of any color. Spend this only to cast a creature spell, and whenever you cast a creature spell, if 3 or more mana from creatures was spent to cast it, draw a card. So big old creatures, and hey, look at that, it's in blue-green. They care about creatures. You're gonna have some good ones in there.
Yep. Seems pretty good.
And like just with mana dorks that already just generate mana, it just makes them better.
Yeah, it is a bummer that this isn't in red at all, so you can't have Rega-Draga in it.
Oh, yeah.
Because he cares about mana dorks. Rega-Draga, Gorgut's boss. I'm a boss of those Gorguts, dude.
I mean, you could maybe like rule 0 it and say like, hey, can I use these as partners or something?
Yeah, I mean, that's something. Or you can just wait for another guy that cares about mana dorks and make a Wooburg one.
Yeah.
Like we all do.
Yeah, it'll probably happen eventually.
Wait for Wooburg. Nice.
But yeah, seems pretty cool. I want to build a deck around that. Oh, what a surprise. More big creatures.
Yeah, ooh, should be fun. Next up, I have Ren and Realmbreaker, which is kind of a fucking little sneaky one that we're pulling on you. We're pulling a sneaky one on you. Technically a team up. It is green, and a colorless for Legendary Planeswalker Ren. Starts with 4 loyalty points. Holy shit. Loyalty counters. Crucify me. I don't care. Lands you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color. So we've talked about this.
Passive.
Yeah, passive. 3-drop Chromatic Lantern. Seems pretty fucking good. +1, up to 1 target land you control becomes a 3/3 elemental creature with vigilance, hexproof, and haste until your next turn. It's still a land, so guess who would be really good in Zimone and Dina? You can -2 mill 3 cards. You may put a permanent card from among the milled cards into your hand. Still really good in Dina. You get an emblem with you may play lands and cast permanent spells from your graveyard, and that is a -7 ultimate. He starts with 4 loyalty, gets a or they start with 4 loyalty because I don't know what the fuck Ren is. And then, yeah, seems really good. Green's got everything, so you can proliferate. You can put other counters on stuff, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, green favorite child.
Yes.
Not that anyone knows that. You think there's some alternate universe where like blue is the favorite and gets all big creatures, and they already have proliferate, but
yeah, I think blue was one developer's favorite, and he was like, wouldn't it be, or they were just like, wouldn't it be really cool if we just had a bunch of control stuff and we could put counters in it, and everyone else fucking hated that guy so fast that It's just like green is such a Chad color. It's like, yeah, well, that's stupid, dude. You could only counter so many of my big fat fucking monsters, bro.
And I'll just bring them back from the graveyard anyway, so.
But we have, like, flying. Shut up, idiot. I have reach.
What? Oh.
That reminds me of a card they printed called Astral Wingspan. I'm not even going to tell you what it does. It just has the word wingspan in it, which is really funny to me.
Wingspan is funny to you?
Wingspan, dude! Look at how long my fucking arms are, bro!
Check this fucking wingspan. But, I mean, it's worth noting because the art is a rhino with, like, glowing wings.
Yeah. It's Astral Wingspan. Dude, my fucking arms are so long, I can reach space.
My hands froze off.
Yeah. All right, what do you got next?
Rin and Realmbreaker, fucking ridiculous. My next one is Borborygmos and Fibblethip, two of my I wouldn't say like they are my favorites, but they're pretty high up there of like obscure creatures. Because like I feel like most people know who Borborygmos is and who Fibblethip is, but like no one runs them.
No,
But
one
they're
guy
great.
did once.
Yeah,
He guessed the wrong one, and they had to change the rules in Magic.
Yeah. So Borborygmos and Fibblethip is 1 red, 1 blue, 1 green, and 2 legendary creatures Cyclops Homunculus, which they're both Cyclops. So it's a 6/5. Whenever Borborygmos and Fibblethip enters the battlefield or attacks, draw a card. Then you may discard any number of land cards. Borborygmos. When you discard one or more cards this way, Borborygmos and Fibblethip deals twice that much damage to target creature. So you can't do it to a player, which kind of sucks.
Womp.
Yeah. And then the next ability is pay 1 into blue, put Borborygmos and Fibblethip into its owner's library, third from the top. So there's the Fibblethip thing. So kind of funny. That's a mythic. At this point, is that mythic power? Because like with power creep and everything, it doesn't seem like it.
Nah, it's a junk mythic for sure. I mean, it costs 5. If it could attack that turn, I would say it was mythic. When it enters,
yeah.
I guess when it enters, it does the Borborygmos thing.
You do get to draw, so like, and you don't have to discard. So I guess there's not really a downside to it, and you can choose not to discard a land, and then if you don't have any targets or something, so that's
Right.
fine. But like, you can't do the fun Borborygmos thing and dump your entire hand of lands and kill someone.
Right. So, yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it's 5 for a 6/5 that draws you a card when it comes in, and it has the chance to keep drawing you cards. So that's pretty good, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
if
Okay. I will say it's not trash, not completely.
no,
I'll change my tune a little bit because you can attack with it, and then if someone blocks, you can just put it back into your library too. So that's another
right.
upside.
I guess that ability being instant speed seems pretty good.
Yeah.
And there's got to be something. I mean, in those colors, you can shuffle it in, and then you can probably cast it from the top of your library, doing some cheese where you don't have to pay for it. I think that's the biggest draw to this is how cheesy it is, because with it getting shuffled in, there's like got to be a way you can just fucking hit it off the top of your library and
you totally can. I mean, it's Teamer, so like that's gonna have a bunch of shit like that, and Ultimatum. Fuck, what's it called? Genesis Ultimatum.
Is that
will
right?
do that. So like, I mean, if you have the mana for it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it would be fun to build around. I don't know if it would be good, but it would be fun.
No. It's more fun, and I think easier for people to use than just fucking Cheeseburger used to be. Borborygmos.
Enraged. Borborygmos enraged.
Not OG Borborygmos.
Yeah.
Judge.
All right. Yeah.
Cool. Next up, I have Croxa and Kunoros. Okay, wait. Sorry, this was distracting me. That's what I was trying to think of. Did you ever hear about why people thought Cyclopses existed?
I don't think so.
It's because there was this like rare breed of pygmy elephants that were on what that would be like Greece or something, and when they died, their skulls they had the big hollowed out spot like where their trunk was, so it looked like it would hold an eyeball, and it had the tusks and everything. So everyone's like, "Oh my god, there's these fucking weird one-eyed monsters running around here," and yeah, it's just little elephants. So that's why they think people thought Cyclopses were real. Cyclopsi?
Cyclopes.
Cyclopses. Anyway, Croxa and Cyclops. Croxa and Kunoros is 3 colorless, red, white, black for 6/6. Legendary creature, Elder Giant Dog, which is fucking sick.
Hell
it has Vigilance, Menace, and Lifelink. 6 for 6/6 with Vigilance, Menace, Lifelink. When Croxa and Kunoros enters the battlefield or attacks, you may exile 5 cards from your graveyard. When you do, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, so that seems pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's red, black, white, so you're gonna have some big spooky creatures because people have been running this deck forever with What's Her Nuts, that lady that just dumps out big old dragons and demons and stuff.
Oh, fucking shit. The Boros one or the one in these colors?
These colors. What is this color scheme called again?
I don't remember.
Anyway.
But I think you're talking about Queen Marchesa.
No, I'm not.
Oh, really?
Actually, yeah.
no,
It's Mardu. And it's Kalia of the Vast. So just for...
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, just for somebody fucking knowing what I'm talking about, it is 1 colorless, red, white, black for a 2/2. She's a legendary human cleric with flying. Whenever Kalia the Vast attacks an opponent, you may put an angel, demon, or dragon creature card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking that opponent. So she just dumps creatures out anyway. And then if they die, you have like Croxa and the other thing, and then you get to fucking cheese it out again, and it seems really mean and dumb.
And I hate it already.
Yeah, so she's definitely going in that deck. Yeah, seems pretty good.
Yeah, I like that one. That's pretty cool. And you're probably going to be discarding a bunch of cards with red.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're going to be, what do they call that? Rummaging with red.
Yeah.
Or you're going to be sacking stuff to draw cards with black. Yeah. Just a lot of good utility there, I think.
Pretty fucking good. Also,
Yep.
Elder Giant Dog.
Elder Giant Dog. Yeah, I mean, that's the real reason it got picked. Let's not fuck around.
Sorry, Captain is barking now. He was distracting me.
He is not an elder or a giant, but he is a dog.
He is a dog.
Despite his title.
All right. Moving on. I love this one. Surak and Goreclaw is 2 green and 4 for legendary human bear. 6/5, trample. Other creatures you control have trample. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on it. It gains haste until end of turn. Green is the favorite child.
Yep. Also, human bear.
Human
Come on.
bear.
We know what you're doing.
I need alt art.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you guess what the Goreclaw is?
I was just gonna make that joke.
Yeah. So that's definitely going straight into my mono green deck. It might even be my commander for that. I might, because it's Omnath is the commander. It's pretty good, but like Surak and Goreclaw is really fucking good.
Yeah, it's like, how do we make green better, right? How do everyone... That's the challenge now. It's like, God, how do we make it better? Because it's so fucking good anyway. How do we make it better? Oh, what if we just start giving it haste more? What if we just give more green shit haste?
Just give everything trample and haste and +1/+1.
The one thing that holds green back is that it's not going to swing that turn. What if we just fucking change that?
Yeah, what if instead? Oh my god, it's so ridiculous.
And then you have to, if you make that deck, you have to put Werebear in there, because that's a human bear druid.
Yeah.
And then there's another one, it's like Druid of the Half Moon or something, and it's like on your turn it becomes a 4/2 bear. I used to run that card a lot because I fucking really, really liked it. It's like Druid of the
Circle of the Moon Druid.
Yeah.
As long as it's your turn, it's a bear with base power and toughness 4/2.
Yeah. It says Circle of the Moon Druid. That's what that card is called?
Yeah, because it's the Circle of the Moon. Like, there's different circles in D&D.
That's weird. It's weird that it's called Circle of the Moon Druid, but it is a creature and not like an enchantment. Because that would, if I didn't know anything about anything and I just went off of Magic rules, I would assume that was an enchantment that turned into a creature that I just couldn't do anything about. You know what I mean? Because it's...
Yeah. It is kind of weird, but I mean, it follows the same naming convention as like Circle of Dreams Druid.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, yeah. I'm reading it like a psychopath. That's why. Because it's like Circle of the Moon Druid.
Yes.
He's a druid of the Circle of the Moon. Circle of the K crackhead. Like...
Sure.
Like that. You know. I want that card, actually. That person turns into a 4/2 on their turn, and they generate gold tokens, but only by goading other creatures.
Oh, boy.
Hot take? Cut it out! We'll fix it in post!
What's your next one?
Yargle and Multani.
Ah.
My next one is Yargle and Multani. Guess what? It's just really big with no abilities. Let's read her off. Yeah. What is Yargle and Multani? Well,
Everyone's
let me tell
favorite?
You. That's true. It is. They are the certified best boy. It is 3 colorless, 2 black, and a green for an 18/6. I think it is now officially the biggest creature in Magic.
Yep.
Legendary creature, Frog Spirit Elemental. There's a wall of flavor text, so I'll read it. Thank you very much. I've heard much about you from my daughter, Multani rumbled. There was a time when I'd balk at your aid, Phantom, but she has thrown me the merit in Urborg's strange ways. And then Yargle replies, Ribbit. Which is pretty good.
Very good. I love how much everyone loves Yargle and Multani.
And just wants to make it work. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, I think you could totally make it work, because green has a bunch of stuff to give it, like, trample and counters and shit, and then, like, black would have ways to either deal with creatures in the way or, like, bring it back from the graveyard. Or
yeah, you fucking slap grafted exoskeleton on that, and it comes in, it has infect, and then it gets +2/+2 and infect, and then you get one shot.
Oh my god.
For double the damage you need to die.
Oh, give it flying too.
Yeah. Shit, you have grafted exoskeleton and access tunnel, and it just is unblockable, I think, then, right?
Yeah.
Or Rogue's Passage, one of them. One of them that makes your...
Rogue's Passage, yeah. Access tunnel is power 3 or less.
Yeah. Which definitely is not Yargle's thing.
Definitely not.
6 for an 18/6. Oh, yeah, seems pretty good.
Love it.
It's great.
All right. My next one is another one that I think everyone loves, Thalia and the Gitrog Monster. 1 green, 1 black, 1 white, and 1 for a 4/4 human frog horror. Fuck yeah.
Dude, the dream.
Yeah, that's what everyone should aspire to, right? First strike, death touch. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. Creatures and non-basic lands your opponents control enter tapped. Whenever Thalia and the Gitrog monster attacks, sacrifice a creature or land, then draw a card. What the fuck? For 4 mana?
It does a lot.
It does everything. Jesus Christ.
It's for just straight up, for its like super passive abilities. 4 for a 4/4 with first strike, death touch, so it's immediately a killing machine.
Yep.
You could just not have anything else. I would pay 4 for a 4/4 murder machine.
Yeah. Absolutely. But then it also lets you play additional lands, make everyone else's shit enter tapped, and draw cards. Like, Jesus Christ.
It's Praetor levels of good.
Yeah.
With the downside of it being not monocolored, but whatever.
Yeah. I think this one is probably the best team-up card.
Yeah, I think it's the easiest to build around for sure. I would argue that Zimone and Dina are pretty fucking good as well. But, I mean, this is just, first strike, death touch on a 4/4, turn 4 is pretty fucking hard to beat.
Yeah.
And it can't get smoked by Doomblade.
Yeah. Pretty fucking good.
Yeah. Because even when it comes out, you could play your land. Let's say you're running a little slow. You play your land turn 4. You drop it out. You can immediately play another land.
Yeah. I always run a little slow.
And then you don't have to fucking sack a land until he attacks. It's not like normal Gitrog.
Yeah, you don't have to. Which is pretty nice.
Yep.
All right. What do you got for our last card?
My last card is actually a beer because I'm ready for my next one.
Oh, damn. I wish I was ready for my next one.
Are you?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to wait for you. Instead,
That's
I'm going
fine.
to check in my beer. We're drinking Supernova, also from Town Brewing Company. This one is a hoppy lager or a hoppy pilsner, but they can't call it a hoppy pilsner because technically it's not a pilsner because it's not from fucking Pilsen or whatever the fuck. So it is a hoppy lager, and this one's actually a smash beer. So if you're not familiar with smash beers, they're single hopped, single malted beers, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And that's where the smash comes from. Single malt, single hop, smash.
Smash.
It is smash. I came to smash. It is single hopped with super Sazer hops. Saz hops are what they use in Miller Lite to make it taste so delicious. Super Sazer hops are like a super dialed up version of that. And yeah, this beer is super fucking good. Super light, hoppy, but it's like a more floral kind of thing. It's like much more of a European hop profile. It's not super dank or anything like that, so I think it's a little easier to drink, a little more approachable. And then we'll just do a real quick untap step for this guy. I have just 2 for you. This person gave it a 3.8. Her name is PJ, and she just says hoppy, which I was mostly commenting on the 3.8. That's a weird one. That's something I think where you have to pay extra money to unlock that leveling on Untapped. So, more a call out for PJ. She checked us in at the Catawba Lager and Ale Sampling Society, so that sounds bougie as fuck.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, the next one is from Frida D, which I don't know why. That's an interesting name. 4 out of 5 stars. She said it's good artwork. It's good and the artwork is incredible, and the artwork is pretty dope.
It is.
I mostly pulled this up because nobody talks about artwork in their Untapped reviews, and it's sad because there's so many cool cans out there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, let's be honest. If we have drank as much beer as we have, or even more than we have, at a certain point, you're just buying cans because they look fucking cool and you don't really care what it is.
Yeah.
So, I appreciate seeing that in an Untapped review.
Yeah. This is a nice can.
And then, surprise, my last one for cards is Barrel and Barrel. I'm going to say Barrel. Barrel. And Kari Zev. It is 1 colorless, and is it, so blue and red, for a 2/4 legendary creature human, which is by far the lamest team up.
Yeah. Lame.
Like, I guess if you want to count Ren and Realmbreaker as a team up, it's just legendary Planeswalker Ren, but Ren is like a whole ass experience, so just being a human is lame as fuck.
Yeah.
They have First Strike and Menace. Whenever you cast your first instant or sorcery spell each turn, you may cast a spell with lesser mana value that shares a card type with it from your hand without paying its mana cost. If you don't, create First Mate Ragavan, a legendary 2/1 red monkey pirate creature token. It gains haste until end of turn, so it's just like, hey, guess
it's just
what?
a little 2/1.
Yeah, if you don't get a free spell, if you don't get to do some storm bullshit, you get a fucking 2/1 monkey as a consolation prize, which seems pretty good.
I like the flavor of him. Like, you could make him swing with him, and then, like, maybe he gets blocked and dies, and you make him again, so it's like he's, like, zipping around and fucking slapping people on the butt and shit.
Or he's fling fodder, you know what I mean? Like, he's like, Ragavan's like, dude, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
I'm just here, dude. I got haste. I'm ready to go. Don't use me. I don't care. Whatever. Let's party. Ragavan is the true first mate. He's just down.
Yeah, Ragavan is definitely down for anything.
He's not down in price, though. He's still dummy expensive, even though he's been reprinted, like, a bunch.
I mean, has he been reprinted a bunch? He's been reprinted, like, maybe twice, right?
Yeah, he's been reprinted, I think, exactly 2 times, because I think he just got to reprint this multiverse bullshit.
Yeah, which, super cool. It has its own special art and the fucking, like, masterpiece border.
Ooh, reasons for me to spend more money on Magic cards.
Yeah.
Ooh. Right. And then I just want to throw a really quick shout out to Rashmi and Ragavan, since we're talking about that boy. That was in a pre-con set. That was in the, I keep fucking up his name, even though I love him so much. Grimble,
yeah.
Gimbal, the Gremlin. Gimbal, the Gremlin man. It was like the alternative commander for that deck. It's way better than he is, but they don't. Rashmi and Ragavan don't make Gremlin tokens, so I literally don't give a fuck.
I'm here for the Gremlin tokens. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, duh, idiot. Why else would I buy this? Anyway, Rashmi and Ragavan is colorless and Tamir, so blue, green, red. For a 2/4 legendary creature elf monkey. Pretty dope. Whenever you cast your first spell during each of your turns, exile the top card of target opponent's library and create a treasure token. What the fuck? Then you may cast that exiled card without paying its mana cost if it's a spell with mana value less than the number of artifacts you control. If you don't cast it this way, you may cast it this turn. God. So... It's dumb. That card is stupid.
It's so good. What the fuck?
It's like so good. It's so much better than the on the box commander for that precon. But yeah, it's so annoying that cards like this get printed in precons only. You know what I mean? Like, there's no chance you're gonna pull this in a pack.
Well, you can pull it in a set booster.
Yeah, I guess, but...
Buy more set boosters.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean. It's just like, come on, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. That's all I got. That's it.
Okay. I'm going to take a timeout because I got to go to the bathroom.
Oh, it's bathroom time. You know what that means, listener. It's time to hear me ramble and then make Jack cut all this out later. He'll probably just look at the time signatures and realize he's not talking, and I have been talking, and then he'll just cut it out until he can see that both of our readings are spiking. And if not, I'm not going to apologize. You just have to listen to me talk. That's like half of this podcast anyway. It's just you being stuck listening to me fucking ramble. I can't wait till you go back to listen to this, Jack, editor Jack, future Jack, and you get to listen to how many times I have said this episode, because behind the curtain, just a little peek, we haven't recorded in a while, so I'm out of practice, and I already say and like constantly in real life. It's even worse when I'm on a microphone, and it's even worse when I haven't done it in like 3 weeks. So, listener, I'm sure you love listening to me say a lot. I know I do when I re-listen to our episodes. So, fuck, I just said it right there. There you go. Our one listener, Tia, and or Tamira. Be on the lookout for how many times I say I would love a counter. Please count it up, let me know. Message me on Instagram. I know you don't exist, but that's fine. I think that's all I got.
Did you give up on your rambling?
Me?
Yeah. Well, there's no one else here.
I did.
What happens now?
Now we go to our second main. So, hey, Jack.
Yes. Hello.
What is it you're brewing?
Oh, why did you say it like that?
I don't know.
I'm brewing a deck called I Can't Read. Which I don't know why I called it that, but it's funny. This deck has every card in it that has the number 13. There aren't enough cards to make up all of the deck for that, but there are lots of cards that have a power and toughness that add up to 13. So, of course, I've got the normal, like, Tree of Perdition, Tree of Redemption, obviously 013s, Emrakul, the Promised End, 13/13 that costs 13, Sorin the Mirthless, his ultimate deals 13 damage and you gain 13 life. So, lots of things with the number 13. And then one of my favorites, Chancellor of the Tangle, power 6, toughness 7. Hey, that adds up to 13. So just got a bunch of stuff like that.
I see that you have Coracle in here. That doesn't add up to 13.
It doesn't. I also have some utility stuff. So I've got like Fintorn elves, Lanor elves, Noble Hierarch, Coracle, Coiling Oracle.
Yeah, you gotta. Actually, I was looking at Coiling. Holy shit, Coiling Oracle, and it brings up something interesting that you could do for 13s as well. You could pull up the 13th card in like every set based on like the set number. You know what I mean? Because he's like 157 out of 249. So that might be another way to shoehorn in some 13s for you.
That would be interesting.
You could pull up core 2013 cards as well. Core set 2013 cards.
Yeah, that might be a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah, I mean, it says 13 right on it.
It does say 13 on it.
Sloppy steak, slop them up!
Slop them up! But yeah, I mean, it's pretty... There's not too much to it. Everything's 13. It's gonna be really bad.
Yeah. I love that you put Wild Pear in here. Wild Pear's like one of my favorite enchantments that I can just never get to work, and I can never justify putting in anything.
Yeah, so for context, Wild Pair is 2 green and 4 for an enchantment that says whenever a creature enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, you may search for your library for a creature card with the same total power and toughness and put it onto the battlefield. So, like, a lot of my stuff is going to have a total power and toughness of 13, so that'll work out. And then, of course, with the trees. Yeah.
I didn't realize it was total power and toughness. This is why reading the card is important, listener. I've never, ever read that before in my whole fucking life. So this card's way easier to play than I thought it was. I thought it had to be the exact same. I thought it meant the same power and toughness. So it had to be, if you play a 3/4, you have to look for a 3/4. Oh. I was like, this is good in bear decks and nowhere else.
Nope. Total power and toughness. It's a pretty good card, actually.
Damn. I also really like the art for Tree Shaker Chimera because it has 3 different faces of 3 different creatures, and none of them look pleased. Like, you just disappointed all of them at the same time.
Yeah.
Tree Shaker Chimera is 5 and 2 green for an 8/5, so 13 total. All creatures able to block Tree Shaker Chimera do so. When it dies, draw 3 cards because it's got 3 fucking faces.
Yep. Yeah. That's also a cool card. I don't know. I mean, it's a little bit expensive, but it's an 8/5 too. So.
Yeah. It's like Nessian Boar, that's a 10/6 and everything has to block it. I love shit like that.
Yeah. Not much else to it. Hey, Xavier, I'm going to drink another beer.
Ooh. What do we got?
I've got Nado from Coronado Brewing Company. It's a Japanese rice lager. Japanese style.
It's super good.
I've never had it before. That is super good. I like that a lot.
Waka.
Waka. It's like it's got that very sweet taste that you kind of tastes like sake actually. Obviously comes from the rice and very dry. Wait, I said sweet and dry.
You did.
It's very
Oh shit!
Oh shit! I don't know, guys. I don't know anything. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Whatever. Moving on. So
it's good.
It's good. It is good. Untapped step. This. Oh God. Oh no. No untapped step. These are terrible. Hey Xavier.
Yeah.
What you brewing?
I am brewing a deck that I have called Big Old Vanilla Richards. It is a mono green deck with Ruxa Patient Professor at the helm. It is 2 colorless, 2 green pips for 4/4. When Ruxa Patient Professor enters the battlefield or attacks, return target creature card with null abilities from your graveyard to your hand. Creatures you control with no abilities get +1/+1. You may have creatures you control with no abilities assign their combat damage as though they weren't blocked. So I'm guessing I'm guessing you can guess what I'm gonna be playing. It's gonna be just big fatty green creatures with no abilities, baby.
Hell yeah.
I have 2 creatures in here with abilities because I accidentally fucked up and I put in Ornithopter and forgot that flying is in fact an ability. Because I'm a simple man. But it will be replaced by Memnite, which doesn't have any abilities. It is 0 for a 1/1 construct that has nothing. It's just it's 0 for a 1/1. And then the other creature I have that has abilities is Yiva, Nature's Herald, which is probably one of my favorite green cards. Probably of all time, honestly.
Wow.
It's just super, super fun. It's one of those broken things that just lets green do anything. And it's 2 colorless for 2 green pips. It's a 4/4 elf shaman with flash. It says you may cast green creature cards as though they had flash. So, what makes vanilla creatures good if you can cast them fucking whenever you feel like it? And I'm just really excited, man. It's just a whole bunch of creatures that don't do shit. My favorite is, it's green, right? So it's not going to be bad. You still get 5 green pips for a 10/10 that doesn't do anything, but it's a fucking 10/10 for 5. That's Gigantosaurus, which is hilarious. And Leatherback Baloth is a card that I've loved for a really long time because I used to have a mono green Fight Club deck when they first kind of introduced the fight mechanic. And it's just 3 green pips for a 4/5, so it's pretty fucking good as well. And just like a lot of stuff like that. So we have to have a lot of utility stuff to make this work, obviously. So we got your weird green tutors. We got mana ramp. And we have some more interesting stuff like, what is this bestiary thing? I can't read. What? Oh, wait, that's Jack's deck. It's a Lifecrafter's Bestiary. It's 3 colorless for an artifact. At the beginning of your upkeep, scry 1. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you may pay green. If you do, draw a card. So it's just like some little extra shit like that, you know. We added... Good. Yeah, I like it. I think it's fun. Boxing Ring is pretty good too. It's a card I've somehow never seen before. And it is colorless and a green for an artifact. It came out in New Capenna. You could have guessed that based on the name. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control with the same mana value. Which, guess what? I'm playing vanilla green creatures. Values. Yeah, I'm playing vanilla green creatures. So since they don't have any abilities, there's a pretty good chance that they have solid power and toughness, just because they have nothing else going for them. So in that matchup, they're probably going to hit a little bit harder than everything else at the same mana value. And you can also tap Boxing Ring to create a treasure token. Activate only if you control a creature that fought this turn.
I love that.
It's just like mono green creature feature with some other shit. It should be fun to play. I'm pretty excited about it, and it's pretty fucking cheap to build. Surprise!
Yeah, wow, who would have thought? Yeah, because like I see you have Heroic Intervention, and I'm like, damn, that card's expensive, but that's like
most of the budget of this
cost
deck.
of the deck.
Yeah. The other most expensive card is Beastmaster Ascension, which
Beastmaster Ascension and Unnatural Growth.
Yeah. Beastmaster Ascension is 2 colorless and a green. Whenever a creature you control attacks, you may put a quest counter on Beastmaster Ascension. As long as Beastmaster Ascension has 7 more quest counters on it, creatures you control get +5/+5. And that is something that's worth mentioning. Yeah. That's something that's worth mentioning. So, I have Garruk's Uprising in here, and I'm probably going to cut it because it gives creatures I have Trample, which is giving them an ability. So then my commander is not going to trigger, and I really just, there's some shit you have to work around. So a lot of these are going to be big scaries, but they just aren't going to get through to anything unless my commander's out, which lets me hit people without being blocked. So,
they assign combat damage as though they weren't blocked.
Right. I mean, they can still get punched, but
they'll still get kicked.
You know, you swing with 3 10/10s, and it's like, I don't really care. It doesn't matter.
You do have a bunch of big creatures in here, 7/7s and 5/5s and shit. So
yeah.
And when they attack, you can also return a creature. Oh no, when your commander attacks, you return a creature from your graveyard to your hand. That's less good, but still.
Yeah, it's when it enters or attacks. That doesn't really matter. But Muraganda Petroglyphs is an interesting enchantment I found for this deck as well. It is 3 colorless and green for an enchantment that says creatures with no abilities get +2/+2. It's interesting because it does that to everything. It's not your creatures. It's just creatures with no abilities.
Yeah,
So,
but like in Commander, who is going to be playing creatures with no abilities?
anyone running a token generation deck.
Oh, that's true.
So if you haven't heard of this card before and you're running what is that? Cavatapi? What is it? The pasta guys. The new Capenna pasta guys that make all the creatures. Jetmir. What is that? What is Jetmir? Cabaretti. There we go.
Oh my god.
If you're running if you're running Cabaretti and you don't have Muragana Petroglyphs in your deck, you should put it in there because those citizens just got pretty fucking buff.
Damn, I do have a token deck in those colors.
So, yeah, I mean, it sucks if you're running against a fucking goblin deck. Those two fucking or the 1,000,000/1/1 goblins just got a little meaner. They become 3/3s unless they all have haste, which they probably do because it's a goblin deck.
Yeah, true.
So
I like this. I'm excited to play against it.
yeah, I'm excited for me to be excited about it and then have it not work at all, but that's all right.
Well, you can build on it. Can make it work. Probably.
Yeah. The hardest part will be getting the mana curve right with the creatures, I think, and probably losing some of my non-creatures to funnel more creatures in, and making sure I can protect my commander is going to be the biggest thing.
Yeah.
It's the one downside to having a deck that relies so heavy on your commanders. When it gets smoked, you're kind of fucking SOL.
Well, hopefully by then you'll have more lands out.
Yeah, you know. But anyway, that's it. That's what I got.
All right. So we can move on to the sideboard. And the sideboard, we'll talk about whatever we want. Magic or not magic. So,
So
hey, what do you have for the sideboard?
Nope, I asked first. What do you got? Nope.
No, you didn't. Okay, fine. My sideboard is not about me. I don't know if she would appreciate me talking about it, but my girlfriend just accepted a new job doing doing a really cool thing, and I'm just happy for her, and she's gonna be making a lot more money, which is really cool.
Oh, so, that's nice. That's sweet. Now so when she has to listen to you edit this out loud, she won't be so annoyed because you said nice things.
Yeah, maybe.
Cool. Well, since
what do you got?
We're going the nice route. I'll talk about my wife as well. She just got featured in Axios, which is like a news publication in Charlotte that is really big on Instagram, and all the people in town look at it when they want to know what to do, and her side hustle got picked up by it, so it's probably moving more towards less of a side hustle and more of a real potential to make it a money. So pretty neat.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah, she just kind of came up with the shit by herself. She saw a video of these people that were hosting what are they called? Dinner parties at their house, and like inviting strangers to do it. And she's like, you know what? I bet I could do that, but like way cooler. And then she started doing it, and it was cooler, and it's pretty neat. So if you're in the Charlotte area and you are looking to meet some new people, because making friends as an adult is weird unless you happen to run into a nerd that plays Magic. And it's pretty cool. She does a lot of themed parties and stuff. Each one has its own thing going. So she just did like a Charlotte Mom meetup thing. She's done like a tone and tap thing, which is a workout class, and then you get a beer after. So you go work out, and then she came back to dinner with her and talked and met some new people. So it's pretty neat. I would check it out. It's called Dish Course if you're in Charlotte and you're looking to meet
Such
people.
A good name. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, right? So good. She's so good at that shit. Yeah. That's it.
All right. Cool. Well, that is it.
End step.
Insta, if you want to see any more of our shit, or Magic on Tap on everything. I think if you search for us, you'll probably find us. Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Untapped. We post beer reviews that are not beer reviews. We just make up cards based on the name of the beer, which we haven't done the past few times, but we'll do it again. So thanks for listening.
We'll do it if you look at it.
Yeah.
We're also on Moxfield, so if you want to check out our deck list for these decks we talk about, go on to Moxfield, look up Magic on Tap, and you'll see the shit we post.
Yes.
Cool. So, yeah, that's it. See y'all next time. And the unclean spirits went out and entered the swine, and the herd ran violently. Mark 5:13.